Later, when King Xerxes' fury had subsided, he remembered Vashti and what she had done and what he had decreed about her. Then the king's personal attendants proposed, "Let a search be made for beautiful young virgins for the king. Let the king appoint commissioners in every province of his realm to bring all these beautiful young women into the harem at the citadel of Susa. Let them be placed under the care of Hegai, the king's eunuch, who is in charge of the women, and let beauty treatments be given to them. Then let the young woman who pleases the king be queen instead of Vashti." This advice appealed to the king, and he followed it. Now there was in the citadel of Susa a Jew of the tribe of Benjamin named Mordecai, son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, who had been carried into exile from Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, among those taken captive with Jehoiachin, king of Judah. Mordecai had a cousin named Hadassah, whom he had brought up because she had neither father nor mother. This young woman, who was also known as Esther, had a lovely figure and was beautiful. Mordecai had taken her as his own daughter when her father and mother died. When the king's order and edict had been proclaimed, many young women were brought to the citadel of Susa and put under the care of Hegai. Esther also was taken to the king's palace and entrusted to Hegai, who had charge of the harem. She pleased him and won his favor. Immediately, he provided her with her beauty treatments and special food. He assigned her 7 female attendants selected from the king's palace and moved her and her attendants into the best place in the harem. Esther had not revealed her nationality and family background.
Esther, the king will tell you to rise like this. Yes, Esther, like this. I want you to get out of this balcony, Esther, and onto that beautiful terrace. So, Esther, you will not bow with your head. You will bow like so, with your heart. Yes. You will walk lightly as if on water, Esther. Lightly. When you bow, you will keep a smile, but your eyes will not be fixed on the king. It is forbidden to look at the king in the eyes, except for the royal princesses, and his closest advisors. It is forbidden to rise without the king's permission. Don't ever forget that, Esther. And it is forbidden to scratch yourself. Esther, never scratch yourself in front of the king. Forget whatever you have done until now. You're starting over anew, Esther. Not your beauty, but your character will get you to the top of the terrace, that balcony. Be kind, be gentle, be noble, Esther, and never forget, have faith. When you go into the king's presence, you may ask for whatever you want to take with you. Some girls ask for jewelry. Other girls ask for fine linen. What will you ask for, Esther?
Well, I don't know about all the jewelry and all that stuff, but whatever you say, I shall take.
What do you think you should wear, Esther?
Whatever you say, I'll wear.
Okay, maybe fine linen, beautiful jewelry, something that will attract you to the king. We shall go.
It was just last week when they took my Esther from me. My poor Esther, my cousin that I raised. I work in this garden, in this palace, I sweep. These are the brooms. Have you seen my cousin Esther? I have not seen Esther. I raised her from a child. Esther was brought up in the ways of the Lord, not in the ways of the king of Xerxes of Persia. I don't know if I'm sweeping what's falling off of this branch. Or what was already there? She was brought up with faith. Esther only knows one thing. Esther knows Yahweh, the God of the people of Israel. But for these 100 years where we have been suffering here under the Persians and the Medes, she was taught ways of the Lord. She was taught nobility. She was taught character. She was taught honesty. She was taught the ways of God. By faith, she was able to learn the stories. She heard the stories of how by faith, God can do anything. Esther, as a young woman, was taught to have faith in God. That there was no situation that God could not help her through. She heard about our people and how by faith, our people crossed the Red Sea. Our people were trapped by the Egyptians, but by faith, they crossed the Red Sea. By faith, she knows the story of Jericho and how the walls came down. We didn't even have to lift a single weapon. We just worshiped the Lord and the walls came down. By faith, she knows that through Joshua we drove out the people of this land. And by faith, she knows that the judges like Deborah and Gideon and Jephthah delivered the people from God from their enemies. Esther has been teaching these stories of faith to the kids. But now it's time for Esther to show her faith. As I clean these gardens, I too have faith that I will see my Esther again. She's being prepared to meet the king, and I know by faith that God can give her favor. Just like you, we must learn to live like her. You and I must live to learn by faith.
My king, the murder of the governor of the Southland is troublesome. What is this news?
Yes, what is this?
Making this attempt on your life.
What shall we do?
We must destroy them, my king. Kill them, yes!
I call for an investigation.
An investigation? We must do this immediately, my king. We must be found.
Who here would have motive to want that land?
Who? Tell me. Here. Remember that conversation? Kashina is always talking about.
Perhaps Kashina. Yes. I remember that conversation, yes.
I have no gains from this land. You've always wanted more. You know what you want. I want more land for the king, not for myself. These are all lies, king. Do not believe them.
This is what you say.
Okay! King! Halt, about there! Stop there! You before your king, what are you doing? Boy! Don't you know you're punishable by death? To come unsummoned before the king? I will summon. I come for a message. Who summoned you? Who summoned you? The governor of the Southland. Oh, this is a lie! The governor is dead! He's lying, my king! He said he would be here. His name is Koshina.
Kashina.
Tell me, who is this Koshina? I don't know how he looks. I haven't seen him, but he told me to come here.
I do not know who sent you, but you do not belong here in my throne room. Take him. Execute him.
I'll kill him, my king!
Yes, take him.
Whoever summoned him,
Execute
blood
him.
is on your hands.
Blood is on your hands.
You ready to die?
Well,
What do we do? We have people like this coming into my throne room.
we cannot have this, king. These men from the Southland, they'll get bold and think that they can take us over. I say we go and we kill everybody in the Southland. Every one of them.
King, we must destroy them all!
Leave none alive.
Men,
Family,
children, all
friends,
must die.
anybody who looks like somebody from the Southland, we kill them.
Great plan.
Leave no loose ends.
This is a great plan. I'm glad I thought of it.
Yes.
Haman, you've done good here. You shall become my number 2.
Thank you, King Xerxes.
Now, somehow it seems like Eve people would have a way of working their way into our lives. Seems like these bad people always find a way to get away with things and end up ruining things for us. I'm just sitting here hoeing in the garden. And I have a feeling that some way, somehow, Haman is going to weasel his way into our lives. I told you last time I was with you, he took me. He took me at the end. He wanted to punish me and have me beaten for lying, but I escaped because I have faith in God. But I tell you about Haman. What did I tell you? He hates the Jews because he blamed the Jews for his king Agag and their lands being taken over. He just wants power so that he can take us out. And I want you to understand something, that there are people out there that have evil influence. But just because they have evil influence does not mean that they have the last word with you. It does not mean that they shall have the last say in what happens in your life. Haman thinks by getting power that he can take us out. I've learned something. People who gain power through lies and treachery, through a lack of character, cannot maintain it. He would not maintain his power. He could have been an important person and helped the people of God. He could have helped bring peace to the kingdom, but instead, he gets mad when people refuse to bow down to him because he's made the king's number 2. I refuse to bow to him, and if I ever had a chance, I would tell him to, I do not bow down to pigs. And I have a feeling all he wants to do is harm the people of God. You must have faith. Evil swine like him do not have the last word.
King, it's been a little over 6 months. Have you found a queen yet?
Queen, you must find one that compliments you. There's plenty beautiful virgins.
All these women, they're all stuck up.
What does that matter to me? As long as they're beautiful. Yes, my king.
It is said that you will rule over them.
They're all gold diggers.
You ain't had
King, she's insulted me, King. She must be put to death, King.
No, look at it. It's fine. It's fine.
Excuse me? Who are you? Say it's fine.
I was just summoned here by the king.
Yes,
Why is this one speaking to you?
it is written. The law says she must be put to death.
On letterhead. You look like King Arthur.
Is this what the law says?
The law.
The law states she must be put to death.
But you are the
Punish her,
king.
King.
You are the law.
Speak words of wisdom, girl. I am the law. I decide who dies.
Good.
You, girl, come closer. What did you say your name was?
I am Esther of Sosa.
Look at me.
King, no one is allowed to look at you.
As you have said, I am the law. Now look at me. What beautiful eyes you have. Let it be known today that I, King Xerxes, have decided that Esther shall be my queen. Drink up! Let's celebrate!
Now, it was with much great fear and trembling that Esther would go before the king. It was with much great fear and trembling that she would go before him because he may not choose her. But as you have heard, all the other girls that came before the king were conceited. They only cared about their beauty, while Esther cared for others. With faith, she was able to care after the young lady that they decided to destroy because she dropped some grapes. Imagine that. Esther said, I will take sides with the servant. Esther had a lot of faith to do what was right. Because of her nobility and her character, she then makes it into the king's house. And she became the queen. I still have not been able to see her as I work in these gardens. I want to tell you today, it is by faith that you're able to fill in the blanks. What shall happen to you because of your illness? Faith says you shall be healed. What shall happen to you when you go to the job that you are interviewing for? Faith says it shall be yours. What shall happen before you go to the magistrate or court? And faith says God will be with you. What happens when an illness ravages you? Faith says God will be with you. Faith fills in the blanks of life. You never give up when you have faith. It is by faith that Esther stood up for the young girl. It is by faith that Esther showed her nobility and her character. Esther's faith is rewarded when she is made the... I think every one of us on a daily basis has this opportunity to show our faith. And maybe I'll get an opportunity because I feel that there might be a plot. I feel that Haman or Cochina or somebody else, I don't know, they're out to get the king. And I feel that maybe, by faith, I will have an opportunity to stop this plot.
Maximo, it has come time for you to serve your country well. Your country is calling upon you, Maximo. You must destroy the king. You must kill him. He is taking our kingdom and dividing it. You must kill the king, Maximo, for your people. For great rewards, it will be done. On my side. Good. You see, Maximo, I have positioned you tonight at the king's banquet for Esther. You will be positioned at the gate, at the door. As the king leaves, it is then you will keep. How will I get closer to him? As he leaves with the Esther, you shall strike him. It will be done. Very well.
Did my ears deceive me? Or did I hear the man say they shall kill the king? If only I could find Esther to get a message to the king. If only I knew. By now she's in the queen's balcony. By now she's in the terrace of the queen. She's the queen now. I'm going to tell her that maybe Esther shall be able to warn King Xerxes. But we must have faith. We must have faith. Esther!
Hello, Mordecai.
You are getting dressed for the banquet.
Yes, I am.
What is this funny thing on your... Oh, it is the crown. I knew one day my beautiful Esther would be somebody important. Why am I still cutting that thing? Esther, I heard of a plot to kill Xerxes.
What?
Are you going to see him today?
Yes, well, we have a banquet right now.
You have a banquet where they shall announce you as queen. Yes, you must tell him of the evil plot.
What evil plot?
I saw one of the angel court, one of the men. You must be careful. He is a powerful man. He told one of the guards that would stand by the front door, he said to one of the two guards, he said to him, I will give you a dagger, because they cannot have daggers, they only have spears. And with this dagger, you stick it into the king when he comes out drunk from the banquet.
Where is this dagger?
I saw him put it in his belt. It is a dagger that only the commanders carry.
Are you sure of this, Mordecai?
I am sure. I have faith, Esther. God will be with you, Esther. Can you tell the king?
I shall go tell the king immediately.
And get better branches for the little girls. Those are dead.
To my queen. Yes, to the queen. And I am wise. My queen, please, join us.
I come with news.
News, please, tell me.
There is a plot to kill you.
What? What? To kill me?
Yes, to kill you.
Who have you heard this from?
Well, my cousin Mordecai, who is the gardener, just notified
Mordecai?
me.
Who is this Mordecai?
He's my cousin.
Your cousin?
He told me that the guard will be in the front gate that was told to do this.
Guard in the front?
I'm gonna bring this guard before you, king.
You, go, get the guard. I give the orders around here. Go, get the guard.
I'll be right there.
That's what I just said.
Guard, I'm gonna please.
Can you imagine? Scared my brow off.
On your knees before your king. Introduce yourself.
Who are you?
Who are you? Speak! I come in peace. I am only a guard.
Is this him, my queen?
Well, I'm not sure, but
How do we know it's him?
He shall have the dagger.
A dagger? Search him! I'm the law. Search him. That's what I just said.
Dagger! King, he's a traitor! Traitor! You're the traitor! What do you have to say? I found the dagger in your pen. The law says to kill him. Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! I'll slaughter him right now! It is his fault! I'm sorry, no way!
What evidence do you have here?
He said he'll give me that. It is his fault. This man is to you, my kid.
I execute that ball! You have betrayed me!
No, my kid, never!
I ain't give the orders! Execute them!
No, please! Please, no! Please, my kid, no! Please!
Hell to the king!
Come back to him!
Long live me.
So, it is by faith. It is by faith that Esther went before the king. She was risking her life. What if when she made the accusation, the dagger was not with the young man? What if when she made the accusation against the commander, the young man did not respond? I want to tell you, sometimes you have to do difficult things. But when you have faith in God, there is nothing impossible for those who fear the Lord. We have been taught from the time we are children that the favor of God is with us, that He will protect us, that He will guide us. All of my people live by this rule, that God is with us. I am not scared. Do not listen to the voices. I have faith. I think of my poor Esther and the fear she must have had to leave home, and the fear that she must have dealt with. It is one thing to be afraid. It is another to not have faith. And I wonder if I shall be rewarded one day for the faith I showed in revealing this evil plot. But with Haman, nothing is beyond him. With Haman, I cannot believe he shall do anything. I think Haman somehow, some way will turn this in his favor. But I have faith that me and my people shall be rewarded for our faith. I just go about cleaning the garden, minding my own business.
Mordecai, we have come.
It is unibrow. What brings you to the garden?
We come
And
to congratulate you
Why have you brought your goon?
for catching the king.
You guys done very good work.
The king's killers.
It is by God's mercy and grace.
You must bow to me.
Bow! I shall not bow! Bow! I shall not bow to a king who's losing his hair! No, I shall not bow.
You have made me lose my brow.
Yes,